What's up, guys? Thank you for joining me for this movie reaction. Thank you for checking out my channel and checking out whatever it is else, man. Thank you. Thank you. Subscribe, share, and check out my Patreon, man. Now, what we're watching today is something, is a movie that I'm very, very, very scared to watch. And I've been scared to watch this movie for a while because I've known about this movie for a while. And this is Schindler's List, man. I know what it's going to be about. I don't know the story, but I know it's going to involve a lot of Nazi Germany and the persecution of Jews by Nazi Germany, man. And I've watched a few documentaries about this stuff, but I've never actually seen this that stuff depicted in a movie. It's one thing to watch documentaries and to see pictures and stuff, but to see it acted out, I think that's going to really, really bother me. I really struggle with stuff like this, seeing helpless people just get persecuted for no reason and tortured and oppressed for no reason, man. That shit really fucking bothers me, man. It really does. And I'm scared to watch this movie because of that. It's the same reason why I can't stand slavery movies. It's something that I think you need to see in order to have an idea of what used to happen to people and with history and all that. This is a movie that I intentionally skip, man. When I started this channel, when I started doing movie reactions, this movie came to mind because it's a movie I wanted to watch. I've wanted to watch for years, but I've been putting it off, postponing, finding something else, something a bit easier to watch instead. And I'm not making any promises, man. If it gets too much, I'm going to take a break and come back later, because it's going to like a sensory overload or something, man. It's going to be a lot to handle, man. Too much to bear, maybe. But I'll soldier through. This is absolutely my worst kind of movie to watch, man. I think we all have those movies. Movies, a genre or a kind of movie that you deliberately, intentionally just stay away from and avoid. And this is up there. And I think in that list of movies, I think this is probably number one, man. I just hate seeing people just get oppressed, helpless people get oppressed, and for no reason, man. It's like, even when someone is a really, really bad person, sometimes when you see them getting what's coming to them, in case of that's not what's going to happen here. I'm not saying that's the case here, but even when someone deserves something and you see them get punished and you see it go too far, it gets kind of hard to watch, And in this case, it's going to be people who don't deserve it at all, man. And that's going to suck. I'm talking a lot. I think I'm stalling. Let's go, man.
Name? Horowitz Salomon.
That's a Nazi symbol, man. I know the Nazi NAZI is like an abbreviation for something longer, and it was like a right-wing kind of party. I'm going to be getting educated a lot in this movie, and I'm up for that, man. I'm up for that. The the taking of the names. I remember just watching a doc, and they talked about that. This woman, this survivor, was talking about that the registration thing. You know, when the Nazis took over, they were forced to register. She was Hungarian, man. This kind of shit usually starts like this, man. They start rounding up people, identifying where people are. It's always a bad sign whenever shit like that starts to happen, man. I didn't know Liam Neeson was in this, man.
Smile.
Seems like a ball for to honor like high-ranking German Nazi officials. I shouldn't say German, I should say Nazi.
From the gentleman.
Where?
He must be a big deal, man. Liam Neeson's character. He seems like a big deal, man.
2 days after the Lord bastard all Jews had to wear the star, the Jewish tailors are turning them out by the gross in a variety of fabrics at $3 each. It's as if they have no idea what kind of law it is. As if it's the emblem of a riding club. But this storm is different. This is not the Romans. This storm is the SS.
That's Oskar Schindler.
Are you Itzhak Stern or not?
I am.
Where can we talk?
By law, I have to tell you, sir, I'm a Jew.
Well, I'm a German, so there we are.
That is really fucked up, man. By law, I have to tell you I'm a Jew.
Let me understand. They'd put up all the money, I'd do all the work. What, if you don't mind my asking, would you do?
The presentation.
The German army wants to find out where it came from. I'm going to make sure they find out. Now it's your problem. It's illegal to buy or sell anything on the street. We don't do that. We're here to pray.
We're going to need some other things too as things come up.
This won't be a problem.
From time to time.
For a while, the only thing I knew was Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Like that phrase, it's all I knew about this whole thing. But once you start learning about how that ended up happening, then you really see how fucking dark and terrible the whole thing was, man. It's very systematic. It's not just Hitler killed 6 million Jews. It was very systematic how he did the whole thing, or how Nazi Germany managed to do that, man. Very, very systematic, very organized. So I'm guessing those guys that Schindler was speaking to in the church, I think those guys were Jews, yeah? Trying to do what they could, you know, hustle here and there, selling stuff to cope, to get money to cope. Yeah, so that was happening during this time. People were just, you know, trying to use their wits to hustle, to make money, to survive. Yeah. Packing up, being forced to leave their homes, man. Headed to the ghetto, man, on deadline day.
It could not be better.
It could be worse.
Gets much worse, man. Much worse.
Maybe I could put in a good word for you to my superiors. Your superiors?
You look funny in that head, Goldberg. You look like a clown, you know.
Look where you're living. Look where you've been put. Not good enough. A couple of months ago, you'll be right. Not anymore.
Money, still money.
This is what you pay the Reich Economic Office. The Jews themselves receive nothing.
You're a musician?
Yeah.
I'd find a good hiding place if I were you.
I'm not going to hide like some animal. There are places to hide.
I teach history and literature. Since when it's not essential?
It was not right. Very good. He's 53 years old. It's too new. Thank you.
So their ideas that they had at that point were rendered useless. and they had to essentially get that thing stamped again, like new IDs. But basically, just you go and tell them you have a skill like that, metal polisher, some shit like that they could use, something that could be of use in the war effort. And then once you do that, then you're like, you have some worth. You have some worth now, you know. And then you go to essential. Maybe you get a job or something.
If it's carbonized, clean it with a file.
You need a secretary, pick one.
I don't know how. They're all so qualified.
You can tell I'm going to call him Isaac because I think that that's what they called him. That's his name. He's doing his job, man. He's doing his job. He's helping Schindler do whatever because he works for him. He runs the place for him. But you can tell he despises him, man.
It is my distinct pleasure to announce the fully operational status of Deutsche Imai Fabrik. And looking forward to a long and mutually prosperous association, I extend to you in advance my sincerest gratitude and very best regards. Oskar Schindler.
I'm saying I couldn't have done this without you.
It's like you're still the enemy, dude. You've helped, but you're taking advantage of a very bad situation, of the bad situation that they're in right now. So, as much as you're trying to help, man, I don't know. Should I thank you?
I don't have to like you. Just because you do. It doesn't work that way.
Who is she?
Be careful of the step, miss. Mrs. Schindler-Marek.
Wow.
350 workers on the factory floor with one purpose.
To make pots and pans?
To make money. For me.
He's obviously cheating on her, so of course she would feel some type of way about that. I don't know. I don't know what their dynamic or arrangement is.
In every business I tried, I can see now it wasn't me that failed. Something was missing. And it makes all the difference in the world between success and failure.
Luck.
War.
Promise me, Oscar. No doorman or maitre d' will ever presume I'm anyone other than Mrs. Schindler. And I'll stay.
Man, he couldn't even promise her that, man. It's like, I'm not willing to commit. It's all about him. It's very not selfish, it's very self-obsessed, obsessed with himself, very self-centered.
VSS beat me up. They would have killed me, but I'm essential to the war effort. Thanks to you.
That's great. Did you happen to notice that that man had one arm?
Did he?
I didn't notice, man. Let me go back.
What's his use?
Very useful.
Isaac is just trying to... He's just helping people out, man. He's using that factory and his situation to just help people, and even people who are down bad, people who usually wouldn't be of much help or much use in a blue collar work environment like that, but it's just trying to help, man.
You shouldn't think of them as yours, Oscar. You need to understand that some of the officers here don't give a damn about production. Juice, shoveling, snow. It's got a ritual significance.
I am an essential worker. Essential worker? Yes. The worker for Oskar Schindler.
One-armed
Yes.
Jew.
Yes.
Twice as useless.
Dude, they just executed that man in broad daylight like that, man. Dude, I was so happy for him, and they, you know, if they find out, if these high-ranking officials find out that Mr. Schindler had a one-armed man just working in his factory, they might think he's a sympathizer or something.
To believe that Jewish skilled worker had a place in Reich economics was a treasonable idea.
Do not bring your baggage with you. It will follow you later.
They're starting to fuck with his workforce, man. The war had given him cheap labor that contributed a lot to his success. The Nazi regime is starting to fuck with that for him, so I'm guessing he'll be bitter towards them.
My plant manager is somewhere on this train. If it leaves with him on it, it'll disrupt production, and the armaments board will want to know why.
The list is correct, sir. There's nothing I can do.
What is your name?
Herr Director. My apologies.
What if I got here 5 minutes later? Then where would I be?
Where would you be, bro? Where would he be, man? Where would Isaac be, man? Yo, they even pulled teeth from people's mouths, man. God damn. These people were thorough, man. I'm telling you, it was a very organized, systematic, very organized system of oppression, man. Very organized system of oppression, man. Very efficient. You see, even teeth, man. Took advantage of everything. When someone goes into your mouth and pulls out a tooth, man, from you just for profit, man, then they really have no boundaries, man. There's nothing they won't do to you, man.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah, well, it's top down. I'm fucking freezing. Don't really want someone else's mate. All those annoying habits I have to undo. You are an engineer.
Yes.
I'm educated too, like Karl Marx himself. Oh, shooter, here, on my authority.
It will take more than that.
I'm sure you're right.
What? Just like that, man.
Take it down, repour it, rebuild it, like she said. By this evening, those 6 centuries are a rumor. They never happened. All right?
We start from both sides?
No, I would like you to start over there.
Right side.
Right side, yeah.
This guy's a fucking asshole, man. Let me just confirm where Krakow is. I want to know if we're still in Poland. Second largest and one of the oldest cities in Poland. Okay, so we're still in Poland. Okay. So I guess the Germans did this in every country that they defeated, in every country that they conquered, because I know they did this shit in Poland. They did this in Hungary. They did this in France. Survival, man. Survival. Because they know they can use these goods to trade for stuff wherever it is that they're going, man.
I can't go in the sewers. I told you I won't go in the sewers.
You can go. Yes, you can.
Eine Papiere, Jude! That line! Schön! Was soll denn die Scheiße? Sag mal. Women to the left, men to the right.
Dude, they searched everywhere. Everywhere, man.
I changed my mind. I'd rather you be here than who knows where.
Herr Kommandant! Very good saluting. Finish. Enjoying the lines, little Polish clicking soldier.
He's smart, man. He's smart. He's fast and he knows how to adapt, man.
Please, hide. Please. Hide under the stairs.
You are not a boy anymore. I'm saying a blessing for you.
I've seen this kid before in posters and stuff. The one kid who actually has some color. This is not a war. This is a genocide, man. They didn't even want to waste bullets, man. Everything they do is just so demented, man.
I'm Mozart. Mozart? You.
I wish this fucking night were over.
You wish? You wish it was over, you. Jesus Christ, man. Like he's the victim, man. Like he's the one who's having a bad night. I wish this night were over. Dude, I hope they hung this guy from his balls, man. Yeah, Mr. Schindler's business is done, man.
The worst is over. We are workers now.
What a despicable human being this guy is, man. Oh, the things I want them to do to you, man.
How you doing, Oscar Schindler?
We started without you.
Fine. I miss anything good?
I have to know, where did you get a suit like that? What is that? Is that silk?
Of course. I'd say I'd get you one, but the man who made it's probably dead. I don't know. Every day that goes by, I'm losing money. Every worker that is shot costs me money. I have to find somebody else. I have to train them.
We're going to be making so much money that none of this is going to matter.
It's bad business.
The best place for prison, I'm telling you. You want to shoot somebody. I've been through it, I know.
You could make things easier for me. I'd be grateful.
He's managed to get some workers for his business again. But I know that Amon guy has to get a cut now. If he's providing workers for him. Maybe this is something that the movie has just come up with, but I didn't know factory owners used to come and get free labor from labor camps.
Look at me. Don't forget who you are working for now.
Herr Director, don't let things fall apart. I work too hard.
Make me a hinge.
Yes, sir.
Now you're doing well. But you've been working since, I think, what, about 6 this morning. Yet, such a small pile of hinges. Oh, Christ.
May I try that, sir? Check the angle lever. Maybe it's bent.
Imagine that moment for the guy on the ground, the guy on his knees, man. Hearing these guys just arguing about the mechanics of a gun because it failed while he's the target the entire time. That's like spiritual intervention there, man. Like that's something beyond our realm of understanding as humans. That's something else, man. For both guns to fail like that, man.
The man can turn out the hinge in less than a minute. Why the long story?
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Oh, he organized for that guy to be transferred to be put on the list of Schindler's workforce instead of working in that metalworks facility at the metalworks factory inside the forced labor camp. Because there the chances of you just getting shot are so high.
It was you. You committed this crime.
No, sir.
But you know who, though?
Yes.
Who?
He could be telling the truth, but if he's not, that makes him a really, really smart kid, man.
It's an honor to work for such a great company.
It's great to have you. Please, sit down.
He's so fucking petty, this guy, man. You wouldn't see her unless she was done up.
They say you are good.
Who says that?
Everyone.
That's not a very good reputation to have in this time. That would make the Nazi guys very suspicious of you. Think of you as a Nazi, not a Nazi, a Jewish sympathizer, you know.
I don't do that. You've been misled.
Dangerous reputation to have.
Think I don't know what you're doing? You're so quiet all the time. I know. He's responsible for everything that goes on here. All these people. He's got a lot of things to worry about.
Everyone seems to be concerned about how everyone else's situation is except for the Jews, man. And it comes to them, they're basically like, fuck them, but look at the pressure that's on me. I have to run this place. I have to kill all these people. I have to do this. I have to do that. The pressure is on me, man. It's hard. What about the dudes that are dying, man? What about the Jews in the camps, man?
Goth lined up everybody from the missing command's barracks. He shot the man to the left of Bievsky, the man to the right of him.
What do you want me to do about it?
Nothing. It's just talking.
Pearlman.
Now I'm scared for him, man. If they find out what he's actually doing, I'm scared for him. In a world like this, Schindler is as good as you'll get. In a world like this, when it comes to people on the opposite side, of course there are Germans who did not agree with this, who did not like what was happening to the Jews. Not everyone was in on this, man. Some people did not like this stuff, but they were also not in a position to do anything about it, yeah? So sometimes your salvation comes in the form of a greedy, self-obsessed, self-centered businessman who at some point just sees enough and starts helping, man. But I'm scared for him, man. My heart, man. Damn.
I'm Schindler.
My first day here, he beat me because I threw out the bones from dinner. He said the reason I beat you now is because you ask why I beat you. And there on the steps, he drew his gun and he shot a woman who was passing by. There is no set rules that you can live by. You can say to yourself, if I follow these rules, I will be safe.
He doesn't want anyone else to know it's a Jew he's enjoying. It's all right. It's not that kind of a kiss.
You're never drunk. Oh, that's real control.
They fear us because we have the power to kill arbitrarily. Power is when we have every justification to kill. And we don't. That is power.
Trying to educate him, school him, manipulate him, sort of brainwash him into being a bit nicer, man. I don't know if it's manipulation or it's good advice. It's good advice. It's good advice because at the end of the day, on the other side, someone is getting to live. But I like how he's doing this. I like how he's doing this, man. He's trying to get to him, to change the way he thinks in order to make him, less of a... He's a fucking live grenade full time, this guy, 24/7. He's trying to put a pin on that, man. Let's put a pin on that shit, man.
I pardon you. Do you know how much the saddle is worth? Do you know how much it costs? All right.
Usually, that guy would be dead. He would have killed that guy, man. Starting to wonder whether Schindler is getting to him. But I doubt that shit will last long.
She was smoking on the job.
Tell her not to do it again.
Go ahead, go on, leave. I pardon you.
He's going to start to find this pardoning shit boring, man, and go back to killing people on an even bigger, larger scale than he was before. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm scared. It's like watching It's like waiting for a bomb to explode, man. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. I told you. I told you.
You really are a wonderful cook and a well-trained servant. I mean it.
He's attracted to her, but in his mind he's formed this idea of Jews that is conflicting with how he feels right now. Like, what does he say? He's thinking to himself, what does it make me if I touch this woman right now? If I touch this person that I despise so much, what does that make me? Why do I feel like this? What is this? It's like it's like there's a power play happening here. It's like you're making me feel something for you right now, and I'm supposed to be feeling nothing for you. Like, you're winning. In a way, you're winning in my mind. Like, you're supposed to be worth nothing. You're not supposed to be worth the fucking ground I walk on, whatever. But you still bring out these emotions and these feelings out of me that are overriding that whole system that I have, that is overriding my whole wiring and making me feel, what the fuck, you know? I'm not supposed to feel like this towards a Jew. What the fuck? That's how he's feeling right now. He knows that if he gives in right now and has sex with her or rapes her, because that's what it will be. She's not interested in fucking him at all. He's worried that if he gives in to this, then he has betrayed his beliefs. What him and the Nazis are all about. And even if no one ends up finding out, to him, he still knows that he did that shit, man. This dude has bought in completely to the idea of Jews are worth nothing. He's bought in completely. You know, some people in his position see this as just a position of power. You know, they do this, they get paid, and they live relatively good lives. But this dude has bought in. He's all in, man. He believes this stuff completely. So him giving in right now to these urges would be a total betrayal of everything he's about, everything the Führer and the Nazi Germany is about. And it's kind of a victory for the Jew in this situation, man. In a weird way. Of course, she's not winning anything. She's still in a very, very bad place. Yeah. He's afraid of the shame that he's going to feel, I guess. He thinks of himself as pure. And he's afraid that if he gives in right now, it's going to pollute him, man. Make him like a stain on him. Like a blemish. Like he's betrayed the cause and he won't be able to escape it in his mind even if no one else finds out. I'm worried right now that he's going to probably rape her and kill her just so he doesn't have to look at her every day and know that he gave in to that stuff. I am scared in this situation, man. This is not going to go well.
And I realize that you're not a person in the strictest sense of the word, but I mean, well, maybe you're right about that too. You know, maybe what's wrong isn't. It's not us. Is this the face of a rat? Are these the eyes of a rat? Hath not a Jew eyes?
Mazel tov. He's angry at himself for feeling what he felt, and he thinks she's the one who did that to him, but It's all in his head, man.
SS gave them soap. They told them to breathe all the time because it's good for disinfecting. And then they gassed them.
To go to all this trouble of assembling a workforce only to...
No, it can't be true. We are very, very important for them.
Got another shipment coming in. What are they this time?
Hungarians?
Yeah, Hungarians. They got to separate the sick from the healthy. Have to make room. No, wait, go away. She can work, come here. Look. Separate the sick from the healthy. Those who can work and those who can't. She can work. You can work, you can come.
I don't even know what to say at this point, man. There's no limit to the evil, man. Putting kids through that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'll bring the fire hoses.
Where's the fire?
This is really cruel, Oscar. You're giving them hope. You shouldn't do that. That's cruel.
I wonder when they're going to realize that he's actually trying to help people.
I violated the Race and Resettlement Act. Though I doubt anyone can point out the actual provision to me. I kissed a Jewish girl.
Did your brick fall off?
They have this power. It's like a virus. Some of my men are infected with this virus. They should be pitied, not punished. They should receive treatment because this is as real as typhus. I see this all the time.
God forbid you ever get a real taste for Jewish skirt. There's no future in it. They don't have a future. That's not just good old-fashioned Jew-hating talk. It's policy now.
I thought that was no. Those are ashes, man, from people who have been cremated, man. Not cremated, actually. Burned alive. I know they burned them alive. I know they gassed them and got rid of the bodies by burning them. They were burning close to 10,000 bodies every day in Auschwitz, man. 10,000 bodies a day. Now the burning, was a way of destroying evidence because they knew what they were doing. And they knew it wasn't a guarantee that they would win the war. So if somehow they ended up losing the war, they would be held accountable for this stuff. So they started burning bodies instead of just burying them because bodies can be exhumed and, that's evidence right there. So they started burning bodies to destroy evidence.
I have to find every rag, bury it up here, and burn it. The party's over, Oscar. They're closing us down, sending everybody to Auschwitz.
Those are kids, man.
The directives coming in from Berlin mention special treatment more and more often. I'd like to think that's not what you mean. What are you going to do?
I love that he's concerned about Schindler when he's the one in worse trouble or in a worse situation, man. Maybe it's just the resignation of knowing that there's no hope for you. So there's no point worrying about yourself.
I was going to say we'll have a drink then.
I think I better have it now.
I wonder how Nazis felt about black people. Why did Hitler and the Nazis develop a hatred specifically for the Jews? What happened to them? What happened to him? But sometimes people don't even need a reason to be hateful, man. They just hate for no reason, man.
You want these people?
These people. My people. I want my people.
Who are you, Moses?
What you have to do is tell me what it's worth to you. What's a person worth?
No. What's one worth to you?
The investors. I want all of them.
Yes, sir.
The children. All the children.
The extra food and clothes you give them paid for out of your own pocket. If we make a combined approach, we could get more than 4,000 out, mine and yours.
Finish the page and leave one space at the bottom. I'll never find a maid as well trained as her at Brilliant's. They're all country girls.
No.
You can't take her to Vienna with you.
No, of course I can't. That's what I'd like to do.
We are the family Dresdner.
Judah, Jonas, Donata, and Chaya.
Yitzhak Stern. Rebecca and Joseph Bau.
Helena Hirsch.
Wonderful, Oleg. You're wonderful.
The train with the women has already left Płaszów and will be arriving here very shortly. Welcome to Brilliant's.
What do you like?
Oh. Did they lie to him? Did they send the women to Auschwitz? To Auschwitz. Ah, I'm so stressed right now, man.
They're in Auschwitz. The train was never routed here. A paperwork mistake.
Oh my god, I thought they would gas them, man. Whew. Because I know that's where they took them whenever they wanted to gas them. It was this lady I was listening to, a survivor, Holocaust survivor who was in Auschwitz. She said they took these people to these anyway, they told them they were taking a shower, getting disinfected, and then they took off their clothes. They told them, leave your clothes there, you'd come get them after the shower. And then when they went into the bathroom, people who were deemed unfit to work, when they went into the bathroom, which was mostly women and children, man, they gassed them, man. Yeah, I think these are the ones who are going to get gassed, man. Because they did that to all the kids. They couldn't keep kids, because kids couldn't work. So kids were gassed, man.
We work for Oskar Schindler. We are Schindler Jews.
Who is Oskar Schindler?
Why do you think I can help you if I can't help IG Farm? The train comes, we turn it around.
Yes.
It's yours.
I understand. I want these.
Last Anna, Pfefferberg Miller, Dresdner Ruth.
They should be on my train. They're skill munitions workers. They're essential. Essential, girls.
How else am I to polish the inside of a 45mm shell casing? You tell me. You tell me.
It is unlawful to kill a worker without just cause. If you shoot without thinking, you go to prison, I get paid.
No doorman or maitre d' will ever mistake you again. I promise.
Stern, if this factory ever produces a shell that can actually be fired, I'll be very unhappy. You should be preparing for the Sabbath, shouldn't you?
The Germans are pissed. Schindler is starting to get too sloppy, man. We should make it appear like he's very oppressive, you know? To keep these fuckers off his back, man. For the 7 months it was fully operational, Schindler's brainless munitions factory was a model of non-production. During this same period, he spent millions of Reichsmarks, I guess that's the currency, to sustain his workers and bribe Reich officials. Is Schindler like a true story? Wow. These are stories that are not often told. The stories about the Germans who actually tried to help, who are not down with the whole Nazi Jewish persecution thing. That's a story that often goes untold, man. We need to tell, more stories need to be told about the people who actually helped, man, because they played a big role. They did their part, man. They did not stand by and do nothing. They did their part. Same with groups. I watched Downfall, and they showed that there were groups of Germans who were not down with the whole Nazi whatever, and they went underground and they would fight SS officers and Nazis and kill them, you know, like rebels. Yeah.
The German war is therefore at an end. But let us not forget for a moment.
I think it's time the guards came into the factory. Thank yourselves. Thank your fearless Stern. I'm a profiteer of slave labor.
True.
I am a criminal. At midnight, you'll be free, and I'll be hunted. You could leave and return to your families as men instead of murderers.
But Schindler was brave, man. He's a brave man, man. Oh, they're making a ring, huh?
We've written a letter trying to explain things in case you were captured.
It's Hebrew from the Talmud. It says, whoever saves one life saves the world entire.
I could have got more. I don't know if I just...
Oh, man.
I could have got more.
Oscar, there are 1,100 people who are alive because of you. Look at them.
I didn't do enough.
You did so much.
Why did I keep the car? 10 people right there. 10 people. This pin. 2 people. One more person. Person, Stan. One more person. And I didn't. And I didn't.
Fuck. Oh.
You have been liberated by the Soviet army.
Heil Hitler.
You bitch. Amon Goth was arrested while a patient in a sanatorium at Bad Tolls. He was hanged in Krakow for crimes against humanity. Fuck you, bro. Fuck you in your grave. Fuck you in hell. Schindler Jews today. I finally watched Schindler's List, man. And I said in the beginning I was scared to watch this movie for a very, very long time, man, because I knew it would have this effect on me. This actually absolutely broke me, man. I thought I would have trouble watching this. I thought they would get really graphic with it, but they didn't. We saw people getting shot. I thought we'd see people fucking, you know, science experiments being conducted on people, you know, by guys like Mengele or Mengel, whatever you want to call him. I thought we'd see that kind of thing. That's why I was so scared, you know. But the worst we saw was people getting shot as far as the killing goes. And because I've seen a lot of movies, I'm sort of desensitized to, I don't feel, you know, weird when people see people getting shot on screen. So, but the story was beautifully told, man. Beautifully told. I like how Spielberg just shows you the entire process of how this came to happen. Because I think a lot of people, they know about this stuff. They know 6 million Jews were murdered by the Nazi regime, man. And but they don't know how the whole thing began. Like, it's important to see from the beginning, you know, them being told to register, you know, because the Germans did this in every country they conquered. So once they would conquer a country, they'll tell the Jews to start registered, to go and get registered and register all family members. Then start going into their homes and just harassing them and just mocking them in the streets and fucking graffiti on their businesses, abusive words, abusive stuff, and rounding them up in the ghettos and eventually taking them to the concentration camps, man. Especially in Poland, man. They fucked up Poland, man. I think that's where they did the most damage, in Poland. I don't know why Poland, but that's where, because most, I think, the worst or the most active concentration camps were built in Poland, man. Auschwitz and other Auschwitz, Birkenau or whatever, and other places. Bringing in 100,000 Hungarians, man, Hungarian Jews, and fucking gassing kids, killing kids, killing. I mean, the scale, man, the scale at which they were doing this kind of thing is so alarming. So alarming. 10,000 bodies burned every fucking day. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm glad I watched this movie. Spielberg did this in a very, very, very beautiful way, showing you portraying the horrors that took place without, he wasn't trying to shock you. He wasn't trying to shock you and get you to turn away and stop watching. Oh, I can't see that. No, he focused on the story. He didn't do much of the gory stuff. He did it here and there, but he didn't focus too much on that, because that's what I was scared of the most. That's what I was scared of the most. It's the same reason why I'm scared of watching slavery movies, because they show you people getting flogged, man, and that is brutal, man. I can't take that stuff. I remember as a kid watching The Passion of the Christ and Jesus movies, you know, and just seeing him getting fucking beat up and fucking whipped and nails, fucking thorns put on his head and nails driven into his hands, man. That kind of shit I don't fuck with, man. I don't like seeing that. And I was scared of that kind of stuff here. And Spielberg did a good job of not giving you, just communicating the message, man, and showing what people went through, man. And focusing on the story of the Jews and the story of Schindler, man. I didn't know Schindler was an actual person. And what a fucking legend that guy is, man. If I ever go to Jerusalem, I want to see that tree that he planted, man. Because you don't hear many stories about people like him. Usually, for some reason, people just focus on Hitler and Goebbels and Gurang and those other stupid fucks. But this was a beautiful story about someone who did something, who did something. And him at the end, they are talking about how he didn't do enough, how he could have saved one extra person by selling that jewelry that he had, or selling his car and having 10 people standing there. Dude, I knew this movie would break me, but I didn't think that's the point that would break me. Like, I saw heartbreaking stuff during the entire time, man. The entire time I saw heartbreaking things happen to people, and I felt bad, but it didn't break me. You know, I didn't cry. But when the guy was just, when Schindler was there just wishing he'd done more, despite having done all that, that broke me. That absolutely broke me, man. That absolutely broke me, man. Schindler, man. And those are stories that are not often told, of people like him and other people who did not just go along with what the Nazis were doing. I feel like when Hitler started winning these wars and conquering these countries, he gave Germans a sense of pride. He made them feel strong. So it was easy for them to just rise from a point of oppression and become oppressors themselves. Because don't forget, Germany was kind of oppressed after World War One, man. When they lost that First World War, Germany was treated like shit by other countries, man. And because they're the ones who started it and all that. So when Hitler gave Germans this sense of pride of being conquerors, they were coming from a pretty shitty place. And it's easy to, they were drunk on power, I feel. They were drunk on power. That's why a lot of them went along with it, man. It was a good feeling for them to be part of this thing now, being the big boys now, I think. And he just put these fucking ideas into their heads, man. Him and that party that he was with, telling them the Jews are this, they're that, they're vermin, they're lies. And just distorting the way Germans saw Jews. And that, for some reason, that just it's not that hard to do that to people. It's unbelievable that someone had that much power and could talk people into being monsters. But I don't think it takes much. People can become that, It happens. We forget very much or very quickly how to be human, man. We forget very fast how to be human. So it's not that crazy for them to have become like that, man. The concentration camps was such a fucking horror, man. Like, the Jews would hear about those places and be like, no way. They're not fucking burning people, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? It can't be true. It can't be true. Meanwhile, it was true all along, man. And I think the documentaries that I've seen online on YouTube about if you know a good documentary, suggest it, please. What I watched was just a Hungarian Holocaust survivor just recounting her experience, because she went to Auschwitz. She survived Auschwitz. She was just telling her experience, how they got there, and immediately she was separated from her family. She never saw them again, and everything that they went through there, man. And the war ended, and it's not as if people swooped in and saved it. The war ended. It's not like people came in and swooped the day and rescued them. They just had to go on now and figure life out, man, which is crazy. I'm sure some people helped here and there, but she talks about how when the Americans came and the Soviets and told them they were liberated, like we saw at the end there, they just got up and started looking for food and went into towns and started talking to people and just, it's not as if they were rounded up and taken to a good place and fed and You know, they had to just figure things out, man. Wow. Spielberg did this brilliantly, man. I was scared to watch this movie. I was missing out. I thought it would be just shock and awe and just showing you gory stuff just to make your stomach turn, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful story, told in a beautiful way, and I think it does justice. And I don't know. I think people who went through this would approve of this, of how this was told. You know, the Schindler Jews. I don't know when this came out. Let me see. 1993, man. Yeah, Schindler Jews are still alive. I'm sure some are still alive today. I'm thankful I watched this movie, man. There's still more that I don't know about this whole Holocaust thing that happened. Still more to learn, man. Because you need to know about this kind of stuff. You need to know about this kind of stuff, man. A lot of people just know Hitler killed 6 million Jews. That was my knowledge for a long time. That was the extent of my knowledge for a long time. But when people give you details and they tell you and they recount and you hear survivors speak, and it just puts everything in a whole new perspective, man. And this is going to be hard to edit because I feel like everything was so powerful and well done, you know. One of my favorite scenes was when Amon Goth was struggling with the idea with his attraction to Helena Hesh, just questioning himself and just, you know, and when he tried to shoot that guy, that hinge maker, the guy who made hinges in the head, but he couldn't do it. The gun wouldn't fire. I'm glad they didn't show the gassing, the actual gassing, man, because that would be traumatizing, man. I was scared. That's one thing that was really scary for me, making me hesitate watching this movie, because I was scared of seeing people being gassed, man, people being burned. Thank you, Steven Spielberg and everyone who worked on this movie. You guys are fucking legends. Well wishes to the Schindler Jews and everyone out there who survived this. And yeah. That's that, man. That is that, man. What a fucking experience. What a fucking experience this was.